Today, we are here to celebrate the contributions of Faculty of Arts Undergraduate Research Award and Psychology Undergraduate Research Experience Award competition winners. All of you sitting here today were selected to work with some of the best minds and research leaders in their fields. This research experience and the skills you have developed this summer will open you to new possibilities for a potential research career in government, academia, or industry, as well as other types of career opportunities, since research work helps develop many transferable skills.
I think undergraduate students have an amazing opportunity with the URA to gain new skills and new knowledge, but perhaps most importantly to make new connections. Perhaps with people in the community who are subjects of their research or collaborators with them. Perhaps it's people on campus. It could be people at different universities across Canada or the world. I think strengthening connections and building relationships is a really important advantage of this kind of extended research work over the course of a summer.
What first motivated me to get into research was taking linguistics in later year courses, third, fourth year. A lot of it is research based, and that kind of started getting me more inspired to do more research. And then I heard about the URA, which I did not know was a thing, and I was just right away, I knew I had to do that, and I knew that I needed to do it with my favorite professor.
And we want to thank and recognize the research supervisors who have come from the Faculty of Arts and other faculties, such as the Clayton H. Riddell Faculty of Environment, Earth and Resources, the Faculty of Kinesiology and Recreation Management, and Max Rady College of Medicine and the I.H. Asper School of Business, who have guided you in your work this summer.
So I was approached by a professor that I had worked for during the year, and he said, I would love if you would keep working for us during the summer, and I have a really great project in mind for you. So he encouraged me to apply for it, and I successfully got the position. And so I was able to kind of continue the work that I had been doing during the year, as well as incorporate my love for archaeology and my anthropology major into that earth sciences project.
I had a friend who won a URA last year and spoke very highly of his experience, and that prompted me to apply with one of my professors this year.
Your participation in research has provided you with valuable experience and skills that you will be able to draw on as you move forward with your studies and your careers. These include learning different methodological approaches to collecting and analyzing data in various forms, and technical skills related to statistical analysis, specialized software or lab equipment and techniques. You've also used all kinds of skills that you've learned in arts classes, such as writing, public speaking, problem solving, and critical thinking. We know that some of you have already or will be participating in the process of mobilizing and presenting your research outcomes through conferences, presentations, and publications. This will further hone your communication skills. And for some of you, this experience may be the catalyst for a decision to pursue graduate studies, possibly in the Faculty of Arts at the University of Manitoba.
The reason Faculty of Arts students should conduct and participate in research is for personal growth, for academic growth, for learning. And expanding your own knowledge is so fulfilling, and I think that's a worthwhile experience for anybody, especially university students who are looking to grow.
When you're in a course, if you take a full course load, it's just 20% of your time and effort. But if you do research, that's all you're doing for the summer. And the skills you learn doing research in the summer versus in a class are just astonishingly different. And I'm so glad that I did research this summer through the URA.
The importance of research to the overall experience in your undergrad is very beneficial, because you start to understand how professors have gotten here and what their research involves. You also start to understand that everything you're learning in class was originally a research project. And so you start to see how ideas have been developed throughout history. You get a better understanding of the genealogy of ideas that you're learning in classes, and sort of the ethics and the practices involved in actually producing knowledge and then making it into something that is teachable for students, and that these ideas and concepts that we learn in classes every semester have actually been developed over a long course of time, and they're still being developed.
I think it'll have a huge impact on my academic career, as I've always been intrigued by how the researches were conducted, what processes were followed, the information that we have, how we got to that information, and how credible the sources are. So now that I know about all those processes, I think I can better comprehend the information that's available to me academically.
Thank you to the supervisors for supporting students and giving them the opportunity to participate in research. And thank you, students, for your efforts to help advance the work of your supervisors and for your willingness to learn and offer fresh perspectives on the work. We at the Faculty of Arts sincerely hope you've had great experiences this summer and will either participate in future research work here at the U of M or will be successful in transferring the skills you've learned to your future studies and careers.